Okay, yeah, we are live. What is up, guys? It is Take a Look here with Long D Sham, bringing you. I don't know if you can really call it a review as much as you can thoughts. I don't know. On Brock Lesnar's UFC 200 Mark Hunt and a few various other bits and pieces from the night that really stuck in the memory. First of all, we look like this because UFC, unlike WWE events, and I thought WWE was bad, but UFC run last night on BT Sports from, what was it, like 1 a.m. all the way up until it was like 7. We didn't actually stay up until until 7 because we didn't watch the post fight stuff, but we did, however, stay up till 6. We saw all the matches, including the prelims, only for Brock Lesnar to come on seconds, and then I get
about like 5:30, something UK.
it was quite late, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So a few things to mention. It goes without saying because it's a legitimate sport, but all those that won last night probably did deserve to win. But you have to hand it to Anderson Silva. He stepped in at 48 hours notice after the other dude got suspended for drugs or whatever. It's a lot of doping and all that going around in sports at the moment. I'm telling you, like fucking what, Maria Sharapova, Sacco, who was found not guilty. Um, so he steps in at 48 hours notice. He did lose, but how, good must it be for you to step in at 48 hours notice and fight, well, a real fight against someone crazy motherfucker. In the prelims, what was he called? Sage Northcutt. Like, it was my first UFC event I actually watched live, and even though it ran longer than WWE, I didn't find myself as bored as I am sometimes watching WWE, which is strange. I don't know how you felt about that. Would you? It ran a long time. Would you say you were more bored watching that or more bored watching WWE?
For watching WWE.
Even Sham says he's normally more bored watching WWE, which says a lot considering WWE. What the fuck? That says WWE. I don't know if you heard that. Some random person just shouting very loud, but no, sorry about that. The microphone's so sensitive, it probably pick up everything. But no, I suppose that says a lot considering that, in the grand scheme of things, WWE does run for only 3 hours on a pay-per-view. And we watched UFC, I think, up until 6, so that's 5 hours. An extra 5 hours. If you an extra 2 hours, sorry, and if you compare it comparatively to WrestleMania 32, I suppose that with everything being said, WrestleMania 32 was the same length of time, but by then I found myself wanting to shoot myself in the head. And I suppose it's because even though UFC obviously is slower moving and such, like boom, 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 like, it's not all punchy. Like, I've known UFC, I've watched UFC before, but it was my first actual event. So with that being said, it was good to get another perspective on something. I thought it was just going to be people punching each other in the face, like straight knockout. But there's actually a lot of technicality involved in a lot of these matches. Before we do get on to reviewing Lesnar and Mark Hunt, I will have to say the women's bantamweight title has been thrown around like a hot potato. And as I said before, we are WWE fans, so that term is normally used when the title is scripted to move from one person to another. But obviously that doesn't happen in UFC. So, apart from Ronda Rousey, who is well known and, basically well known because she was such a badass. It brings the question to me, are there actually any women that could hold the title for longer than one fight, longer than maybe even 2 fights? Because didn't Holly Holm beat Ronda Rousey, and then in her first title defense, or it may have been second, in her first title defense, she lost it to the lady who, oh God, that's terrible. What's it called? Melissa Tate or something like that. Misha Tate, that's it. Yeah, she lost it to her. And then she just got choked out last night. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, is the talent pool... Now, I don't know. I'm asking you guys, the viewers, tweet me at TakerLuke_92. Tweet me, right? And tell me, is it just the fact that I, from a outsider's point of view, if you will, I don't see the women having the depth of talent that I thought they did. You know, I thought Ronda Rousey was this unstoppable animal, beastly competitor. Is it just the fact that she was going up against other women that couldn't really fucking, you know, that couldn't really fucking do any real damage or something like that? It's like fucking, I don't know, all these other women are you know, maybe they're in the championship, you know, like a Newcastle, like an Aston Villa, for those of you that know the English Premier League, you know, like, I don't know, fucking championship team, Sheffield Wednesday and the like. Obviously, if you put Arsenal in there, or a Chelsea, which is what Ronda Rousey was, they're obviously going to storm to the league, and they storm to the top of the table, to the title, so to speak. But is it just that the other women are so bad? Or is it that Ronda Rousey was so good, and now that Ronda's not there and the title's being passed around? I don't know. That's up for you to say. But on to the main point of this video, to review Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt. Before we just do that, one more thing. It was, and I should have said it before, but it was a shock to legitimately see the women's match be like the quickest match of the night, considering that, you know, every other match, they either go the 3-round distance. There was one that even went the 5-round distance. And, you know, all this technical clinching, takedowns and all that, and on all the likes of that. And then the women's match, boom. Like, you know, but it was a fun night. And it's hard for me to, you know, normally say that about pay-per-views or TV shows that last 5 hours. So UFC does have that going for it. The fact that it was, well, I don't want to say free, but the fact that it was on BT Sports for us UK customers, I mean, you do have to pay a fee to get BT Sports, but, you know, considering I already pay it, why not? Why not give it a go? And Brock Lesnar, I already said to my friend Londick over here, if it wasn't free, I was going to fucking order it anyway, because I wanted to see Lesnar and how he would do. But finally, onto that, Brock Lesnar versus Mark Hunt. A lot of people said to me that, oh, Lesnar, you know, he's out of the octagon, blah, for this long, like he'll suck, he'll get fucked, and all this. Now, I did think to myself that Lesnar did have a good chance of winning. So did Londick, which reflects in the fact that we both bet a $5 on him, and thanks to that, we're both a tenner better off today. Look at his smug smile behind, right? But I thought to myself, it's a very real possibility. Now, admittedly, I didn't know that much about Mark Hunt prior to the fight. So I went and looked up this chap, and it seems that he had like a one-punch KO maneuver. So a lot of it was, will Lesnar be able to take down Mark Hunt before Mark Hunt gets one stiff shot in on Lesnar? And the funny thing is, I don't actually recall Mark Hunt getting one stiff shot on Lesnar. Like, he tried, and Lesnar was just blocking it with the elbow, with the forearm, with the hand, everything he was blocking it with. And, man, I thought Lesnar was going to get fucked within the first, like, 20 seconds when the match was there. I was a bit concerned for him. Like, not before the match. I thought he had an even chance. But then when I see this guy trying to throw punches at him, I'm like, oh, shit. But then that first takedown, boy, as soon as Lesnar picked him up, like, man, that guy just got taken down. And then from there, Lesnar was just stiffing him with the punches. Oh, my God. But fair play to Mark Hunt. He did manage to escape like once, even twice. But in simple layman's terms, Lesnar's takedowns, man, the guy just kept coming. And the speed at which Lesnar was able to move away, like if he failed a takedown attempt, in most cases you would say that gives the other fighter the chance to, you know, stiff one back, which would have probably in this case won Mark Hunt the match. But Lesnar is so fast, he moved away, went right back to the guy again. And the last takedown to actually win the match was the one that was the most devastating because he took him. And then from that point, he was bashing the fucking guy's heads in. Jesus Christ. And last night, Lesnar made 2.5 million, apparently. Well, thank you, Lesnar. Thanks to you, we made a tenner. If you're watching this and you feel like giving someone like 2.5 million away to 2 disabled cripples, then go ahead. But I won't expect to hear back from you. But no, to be honest, I'm happy just not getting my head pounded in by Brock Lesnar, man. Good God Almighty. I mean, he took him down. He shots to the temple, and oh my God, he wouldn't stop, man. In my opinion, the referee should have called that on Brock's second takedown. You know, and Mark Hunt spoke such a big game after before the actual fight. And I don't know what he did. Maybe he got one good shot in on Lesnar. One.
What was that?
I don't even know. I think he countered one of Lesnar's takedowns and just got him quickly there.
Alright, that's one. Oh, a good comeback victory for Lesnar. Happy for him.
Yeah, for a guy that ain't fought in the UFC in 5 years, well, almost 5 years. Damn. But the bigger picture is all you MMA fans, all you UFC fans, you talk a big game, you say some bullshit, but this is the true fact of the matter. A WWE guy who was under WWE contract. Now, he wasn't before. In 2008, a former WWE guy walked into UFC and won in the UFC and even won your heavyweight title. Now, a guy who is under WWE contract, a scripted, fake sport, according to you guys, a wrestler, a pro wrestler, a sports entertainer, whatever you want to call it, a fake fighter has just walked into your real man's world and has just completely fucking toppled a top 10 contender. Wrestling's not so fucking fake now, is it? I'm out. Peace.